Okay, so we have the SP buffs. Yuta got his SP buff. Geto got his SP buff. Miguel got his SP buff. And I would like to say this is a very, very, very good batch of SP buffs. I already checked them out. I do want to like give my critique on what should have probably happened for these units, but we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna start with Yuta since I already did his SP. So that's all there. It's already been translated by Nameless. So once again, shout out to Nameless. I should let me get this shit. I mean, we're gonna be doing a showcase first on Yuta. And then it's going to be Geto. Geto is the one I've been waiting for the most, and let me just say, they did not disappoint. So we have his skill 3 buff and then also a crit enhancement buff. Now then, let's go into Discord because it's the only one that doesn't work on the wiki right now. So let's do that. So if we just check out, right, so his skill 3, that's Miguel. His skill 3 right now does 140 taijutsu, 180 taijutsu, then 190 jujutsu, and 260 jujutsu. So now the 140 went to 160, then the 190 went to 220, then the 220 taijutsu, the 180 taijutsu went to 220, and then 260 went to 300. So now it's a perfect 900% skill 3, which is very strong. This is actually like really, really strong. And it also gives him a stat buff for 4 turns, so you could keep up a 45% stat buff, taijutsu included, which is important. So I think that for sweep, Yuta is going to be a much better option now, which I think has to be considered. Like this is decent buffs. It's not insane. That's the biggest problem. And I think one thing with me is that like they're really gearing him towards being a buffer. Now, the main problems I see with this is that you're not really using this much or at all in tower, which is very unfortunate because 83 is a a buff stage for taijutsu. You're not using Yuta there, right? And then now after 85 is 86. 86 is jujutsu debuff. Now the biggest problem and why I'm like kind of pissed at why he's getting the buffs is because they released him a week after tower. People are hard locked on tower 86 unless you have like Jogo Max dupe, I think. I know some people were cheating, like pretty sure that's been found out that some were cheating, but I think some were legit. So it's like, why not give us Yuta for that? And I just don't know if this is necessarily enough. I don't, right? So basically his jujutsu portion is now going to be 520% instead of 450. So it's a decent increase. But there's other parts to it that make it way better. So now the buff, right? So 45% buff, that's good for sweep. Now, when he does his ult, he lowers the cursed energy cost of the skill. Now the skill, right? So right now it costs 30, right? It costs 30. Afterwards, it costs 20, which I would like to say is way better. Way better. And then also his passive, Don't Bully Yuta, is strengthening. So now it's a bigger counter, which is good. It's good. It's good. Maybe higher crit chance, not too sure. Now, this is where my problem lies. So basically, when he crits or black flashes, he gets Jujutsu or Taijutsu 15% for 4 turns. So this means you don't need to run Yaga, by the way, on sweep. Or anywhere. Because, keep in mind, that's 15% times 4. So that's going to be basically 45% at all times. That's another 45% at all times. So 90%. Problem is, you have to crit or black flash. Now, what's one thing you see they didn't do? So I actually do have to pull this up, though. The crit is either 50% for taijutsu or 40% for jujutsu. So it's like, it's not outright 40%, but the problem still lies. So I'm just a little confused that there's not a higher crit rate increase. Even when you crit, guys, you don't get crit rate for when you crit. Like what? I don't get that. Like usually, I mean, we could check other units. We could definitely do that. Let's go ahead and do that. So, like, we could check some other cases where they do get crit rate, and I think that would have just been better, right? So, T Nanami is one such case. Where's T Nanami? Bro, there's too many units now. T Nanami, when he gets a crit, he gets an extra crit rate buff. So it's like, I would have liked something like that because you want a crit. You need to stay consistent, and this is a limited SP buff, so I'm definitely a little disappointed with that. However, when he does Black Flash, he gets 50% Jujutsu. So without Yaga, you could be at like 150. No, you'd be at 140% if you get everything. But you have to get everything. That's the thing. And then when he black flashes, he gets 5 crystal energy and 110 ult gauge, which this I'm very mad about. I am. I genuinely am very mad about that because Yuta over here, buddy boy Yuta, gets the 110 ult gauge when he crits. So I don't like that it's only when this Yuta black flashes. Why is it only when this Yuta black flashes? I'm just not a fan of that. It's nice when he does, but he won't be doing black flashes too often, guys. That's the main problem. And then he has an extra heal, which is huge. The only thing is, it still doesn't heal himself. So he's kind of like just gonna be dying pretty regularly. So yeah. Now, however, his skill 3 only costing 20 is huge. I'm not gonna lie, that's huge. But it's only for 4 turns. However, still that's gonna be allowing you to get a lot more DPS in. His buffs are great. The only problem is, guys, Tower nerfs them. So now it's like, what did they make him for, right? He's good. He's going to be good for Sweep. It's just, what did they make him for? Because Sweep already has 2 standard units being able to clear Sweep, right? 10 out of 10. So I'm very confused. Maybe there's going to be a new game mode. Maybe there's going to be more Tower floors coming in. If there's a Jujutsu buff floor, he's going to be great, right? And I don't mean before 80, I mean after 80, right? Like in new content. Because like 99.99% of the game right now is stuck on 86. So we'll have to see if this is enough. But most of this thing is negligible to what you're doing on 86 peak anime. But like this buff is not there, right? The buff here is not there. Right? So it's like there's that. Like this buff isn't really gonna matter because it's gonna be nerfed. I mean, this is cool for sure, and the heal is not. And I think this is yeah, they updated this, so it's like this is oh, it's 60% Jujutsu. Damn. Okay, yeah, that's good. So it's a 150. You have like 150% that you could keep up at all times. It's just it's all gonna be nerfed. So yeah, we'll have to see. I think he's good, right? In Sweep, he's gonna be really good. Those stat buffs, guys, are insane. A 900% in Sweep also is insane. Plus, it costs less for 4 turns. Like, that is really good. I think he's going to be much, much, much better. I just hope it's enough, right? Because he's going to be amazing for Sweep. There's no doubt about it. It's just, I think it's more so targeting what we needed. Now, beyond that, Geto is really good. Like, really good. So, I think his skill 3 still, it's 25. Okay, it costs 25. Okay. So let's check on the wiki now, because they actually do have this on the wiki. So before, he got a damage increase, max at 60, it was a 200% attack, and then he got max of 30% damage increase AoE. Now, he, is this right? Am I tweaking? Hold on. Okay, yeah, no, this is insane. So first of all, before, he had to be at 60 crystal energy to get the max. Now he just has the 100% damage increase. And then if there's 4 enemies, you get 130%. So you have the 100%. The unfortunate thing is the multiplier didn't change. So it was 200.2%, still 200.2%, right? Unfortunate, however, they did something amazing. Before, you needed to be at 60 crystal energy to get the 30% damage increase. Now you just need less enemies. Guys, you get 39% for 3 turns with 1 enemy. And it's 30% for 4 enemies, right? But you're, like, I'm just saying, 85 is the floor I'm on. Right, 85, bro, Geto's SP is insane. We're like, you might be like, only 39, but don't worry, we got more coming. Like, 85 is 1 enemy, right? It's this boy. And let's just say Geto's gonna fucking crush this guy. Crush. So, it's 39% plus 26 for blue units, which means it's 26, 39. It is a 65% damage increase for 3 turns. And the Japanese are saying that it's like multiplicative with mono, so maybe that's gonna make it really good, but I don't know about that. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if it is. I kind of doubt it, but we'll have to see. Anyway, it's 165, and he's doing damage all the while, so I think he is going to be better than Momo for this, right? Obviously because it's higher damage increase, but I think he's going to be better than Momo because well, Geto is going to have his own multipliers, right? He's going to have the damage increase too for himself, which is going to be good for the damage. Even if it's only 200%, it's going to do damage, which is the important part. And you don't need to be at 60 curse energy, which is the thing. You only need to use this, and it costs 20. Pretty sure it costs 25. Unless it was changed, which we could verify. But unless it was changed, I don't think it was. I don't think so. But let's see. Okay. So if we go here, is it 20? Cuz like I think it would tell us, right? Like it should. But I don't think it does. We'll have to see on that one. We're going to have to see. I mean, we'll showcase him. Even if it doesn't really matter, but if it's 20, he's going to be a little too crazy. I mean, we could check for Junpei, right? Where's Junpei? I don't know. I mean, I'm a bit too lazy. So with Junpei, it did actually lower, or was it? I don't even remember. But one of them did get their CE changed. And it doesn't seem like they acknowledge it here. So maybe it is. Let me ask. All right, well, I'm not sure, but it's still insane that they got rid of this like CE max requirement. So I'm happy, right? I'm really, really happy on that. It's kind of surprising that they did, but it's still great that you could just get 65 for 3 turns. Like that's a bit better than Momo, but Geto's also doing damage, right? And he's consistent with it. Only 25, right? Or I don't know if it's 20, right? I'm not sure, but whichever. Oh, it is 20. Oh my god. Guys, he could use this shit every turn without fail, right? So this is 20 now. Oh my. Yeah, so I got confirmation it's 20. That's insane. I just want to say that's insane. He gets 20 curse energy every turn, guys. You realize that. So he loses 20, gains 20, loses 20, gains 20, loses 20, gains 20 every single turn. Guys, he's going to do this every single turn without fail. Oh my god. And then on 85, right? If you use the mixed unit, like Blue Nanami or Naobito, you get 5 cursed energy every attack. Naobito does 2 attacks because of the follow-up. So that means you're getting 10 CE extra. Geto's getting 30 CE every turn in there. And now let's go to the ult. So before it did a 20% damage increase, max 200, 760 ult, 30% Jujutsu buff, and lowered CE by 60. Now, it gives you just an outright 200% damage. So you don't need any CE requirements, right? Which is pretty much like what I was hoping for there. So that's huge. 200% is big. Then it does 1000% Jujutsu. So before it was 760, this is a good increase. Like, it's enough for me to want to use it. The only thing is, I would have liked a debuff. You don't see a debuff on here. So it's purely damage, but at least you could max this out, guaranteed the damage increase. And then you get a smaller Jujutsu buff. So now it's 40%. So, you know, it's not bad, right? Still, it's a bit better, so that's good. And now it lowers cursed energy by 40 instead of 60. So that's good. And why I'm fine with that is because the skill 3 only costs 20 and doesn't have any requirements besides that. So you could ult, guys, and the next turn, you could use this again without any problem and get the max debuff, which is why Geto is so good now. Like, really good. I mean, like, tremendously insane. Okay, 200% every turn is really nice. This 1000% is going to be good. I'm happy. I genuinely think this guy is like T0 level, right? Like, he's contending for tier 0 now. And the main reason is because he's doing damage while having that complete consistency. Literally, for the damage increase debuff, there's not one turn where you're not debuffing, right? And that is the type of consistency we want from these units. All the while, his skill 2 has the insane debuffs still. So I'm very happy that he's getting treated well. I hope I get my A1 for Geto, and then he'll be insane. So now that we're done with Geto, which I think is pretty much outright tier 0, Yuta, I think it's between tier 0.5 and tier 0, because guys, he is giving a total of 100% heal. If you just have one healer bit on the team, Yuta's going to be fine also because of the counter, but Yuta's going to give 100%. Like, it's kind of insane. So Yuta's really good. Damage-wise, looking good, because now we could spam this more. Even if it's not a big increase in damage, guys, you're still able to spam it more. Geto is incredible, right? Like, just insane. The debuffs are what we needed. And now let's go to Miguel. So Miguel, I kind of like him a lot now. So when he uses this buff, Taijutsu buff, damage reduction, crit rate increase. So basically, you're going to use this once because you want this crit rate. You do. And then afterwards, you're going to use this when you can. And it only costs 10 Crystal Energy. So it's barely nothing. And it gives a debuff. So you do this once, then yada yada yada. His ult gauge is only 1168, which is very low, which means you could spam this. So already, he has 150% Taijutsu damage increase for blue. Or no, for everyone. I don't think it's mono. However, they gave him the SP buff. So now he has the normal skill 1, which used to be 240. Now it's 300 with high crit chance, which is huge. Critical chance large, I think, is the same wording as Honored 1. Is it? Yes. So Miguel has 80% crit rate on this skill 1. And then afterwards, it's still critical chance large. However, when you have more than 20 Crystal Energy, this becomes 20 CE. Okay. And basically, it's also you have to be in critical hit special state. So you have to use this, I think. I think you have to use that. Okay. It costs 20. Same damage, which is a bummer. 2 hits, which is good for the crit rate. But it also increases the selected enemy's taijutsu damage received by 40%. Guys, I never thought I'd see the day. Miguel is the stat debuffer that gives the highest damage value. Or like debuff increase. Geto's 160. JJK0 Geto is 150. Kamo's 120. Inumaki, I think, is... What is it? So 27. So 50. I mean, technically, Inumaki is 50%, but you have to be maxed out. But he's competing with Blue Inumaki for the amount he's giving, while having no CE problems. Guys, he uses this, he's pretty much neutral, right? It's only this that he might lose some CE. Now, he also has the new... Oh, also, he gets 40 Crystal Energy at the start of battle, which makes it very good to use the skill 1 with CE. So it kind of ties it well together. And now... Well, he's also a stat buffer. So, whenever he crits, which he has very good crit chance, this might be a guaranteed crit. It might, I think. Well, no, sorry. You get this buff, and then this might be a guaranteed crit. We'll see. So, he gets a stat buff whenever he crits. So, that's a 45% total. If we get a blue Taijutsu DPS in sweep, Miguel is dead ass gonna be insane. Okay, like this is not really that good in too many floors, maybe in certain ones, but like in sweep where you could debuff and buff, this is insane. And then he gets a taijutsu buff every time, a crit rate buff. This is what Yuta needed. So he gets a crit rate buff every time, which makes it easier as time goes on. Damage reduction, and he could dodge. So he's gonna be a good tank, right? Also because you have the damage reduction here, 40%, and then also you get more damage reduction here. So you could basically have that 50% up, right? And then he's going to be doing good damage, right? So it's a 1260 taijutsu, now with more taijutsu. And I think this is only for allies. But he gets a taijutsu buff there, taijutsu buff here. And he puts a 190% stat debuff that you could have up, right? So basically you could skill 2, skill 3, skill 1, skill 3, and you should ult, right? And that's going to be 190% for that turn. Like Miguel is... I mean, tier 0.5, probably. Yeah, he's on this level. He's literally on this level. He's as consistent as most of the other debuffers, which is insane. So, I'm very happy with Miguel. I think they did a very, very good job. Like, go them. Like, genuinely, Sumzap cooked with Miguel. He didn't need much, but he got what he needed, right? I mean, it's good. It's very good. It's very good. I wish this was 15. 20 is a bit much. But still, high crit chance, which means you're going to get that crit enhancement. I'm kind of excited to try him out when I get enough to try him out, right? Like, he's going to be good. He's going to be very good. So that's going to be the end of the video. What do you guys think of these units? I think Miguel actually looks really good. Really, really good. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Insane. And I think, I don't know. I feel like I just need to finish off with this, but... I'm pretty sure I misspoke at some point and said it was 165, but it's a 195% damage increase, right? 195, which is way higher than Momo's. I just wanted to make that distinction because I think I said like 160, but it's 195, which is 50 higher. I think it's 50 higher than Momo while doing damage. So yeah, I think these units are really good. The JJK0 units are great. They gave you another 10 pulls, which means that you're getting 20 ticket pulls, 20 free pulls. You get one daily pull, so you get 40 free pulls as a free to play, and then 80 if you're paid, because you get the Celestial daily pull and the paid pull, 80 without any full price pull, which is insane. So pretty cool. I actually think this banner is very high value. Yuta's interesting. I mean, I'll have to see more, but I'm very happy with these units overall. Miguel and Geto look insane, insane, insane. And Yuta looks pretty good too.